How's it going, everybody? Tucker here from Fourth Meal Tech, and today we're going to be rounding up the best tech from 2015. So 2015 was a really good year in tech. Actually, we had a lot of new things and just overall really generally good technology releases. So we're going to start off with the smartphones. This year we had flagships from Samsung, HTC, LG, Apple, Motorola, all the usual suspects. But we also saw a really big increase in the budget phone market and that mid-range market. So things like the Moto X, which is a little lower price than the rest of the high-end phones, as well as something like the OnePlus X, which offer very good builds and just overall really good features for a lot cheaper of a price than that $800 price tag that an unlocked 32 gig other phone might have. Also, there have been some great software improvements in Android as well as in iOS and also in Windows phones. Surprisingly enough, although it's not super popular, Windows has been making a pretty good year so far. As far as tablets go, it wasn't that big of a year. There was the standard things like the new iPad Pro and then upgrades to all the rest of the iPads, as well as things like the Surface Pro 4 and Google's Pixel C, which are kind of almost laptop tablet hybrids, I guess you could say, which is kind of strange, but overall not super big improvements on the tablets. The smartwatch industry also got its second round of devices, and this year we also got the first round from Apple, the Apple Watch. I currently have a Pebble Time round in the mail, so look forward to that video. Hopefully, I'm hoping the design on that will really bring it out. I mean, we saw a bunch of new designs, a lot of round designs like the Moto 360 and the Pebble Time round. And I'm hoping more companies take after Pebble for that really slim design. But yeah, overall, really good year for smartwatches. And on a completely different note, we had a pretty good year for VR. So I got to try out at Comic-Con the HTC Vive VR headset, which but we've also seen things very similar to the HTC Vive and Oculus like Google Cardboard, which is a lot cheaper of a version of the VR experience. As for drones, we've had a decent year as well, although one downside is now that in the US you have to register your drone. So if you have one of these guys, obviously a slightly bigger version, this one's mostly for indoor use, then you have to register it. And they had, I think, over 4,500 drones registered within the first 24 hours or something. So I think a lot of people are into drones. And there's been some great advancements in the autonomy of the drones and how they can fly themselves. Computer tech was basically not too changed. I mean, we had the new MacBook, some different designs, but generally about the same process that we would have every year where Intel updates their processors, AMD updates this, NVIDIA upgrades their graphics cards, etc. You know, pretty generic year for computer stuff. In cars, we saw upgrades to things like the autonomous driving of Google's driverless car, as well as in Tesla's car, which I actually got to try out, which was really awesome. Just being able to let go of the steering wheel and have the car take the corner all by itself. And in the meantime, the car is always connected to all the other cars, so it learns in this big environment, and just overall really cool tech in cars. We also saw a bunch of cool camera tech this year, specifically with Sony. So Sony announced things like the A7S, as well as cheaper versions like the A7R2 and A7S2, as well as their RX100 Mark IV, I believe we're on. I think it's the fourth one this year. And all of these cameras are capable of shooting 4K, and they all look really good. I personally am shooting on a Sony camera right now, although it can't shoot 4K, it still looks really nice, and I think Sony has really upped their camera game in the past couple of years. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to click that like button down below, as well as that subscribe button if you want to see more technology content. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.